Welcome to Baton Rouge Magnet High School, where various acceptances to prestigious universities line our $63 million walls.
This is one of the most competitive classes we've seen in decades, so I expect great things from you. And now, I will leave you to your own devices.
Hi there, I'm going to be valedictorian.
No, I am.
Oh, really? How many AP classes are you taking?
5.
How many AP tests are you taking?
15.
Well, I'm taking 16.
Oh, yeah, well, how many colleges are you applying to?
I'm a freshman.
How many colleges are you applying to?
8.
I'm applying to 28.
Oh, really? Which ones?
Brown, Berkeley, Caltech, Columbia,
You'll never
Cornell.
give those
Oh, yeah,
grades.
try and stop me.
Antimony, arsenic, aluminum, selenium, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, lithium.
6.
You're not good
enough. You're not smart enough.
You're taking piano?
Drama student. The important themes in Friday nights include misfits,
Stuffy party,
parties, and
you're not
delusions of grandeur.
An object emotion will say
You're really intense in your class. Why do you even try?
You shouldn't take that art class. Maybe things will be better. The 3 major include concert, 3 Mile Island, Chernobyl, and me.
You're an imposter. You deserve to be in this school. PTSD was only recognized as a serious threat from Vietnam War in
You have one
1975.
at community college.
Great Gatsby, green light.
By the way, here's the questions for tomorrow's test.
Here's some Adderall.
Here's some Xanax.
Here's some crippling self-doubt. Here's a trophy. You haven't earned it.
Here's your diploma. You barely earned it.
Here's your rejection letter. You definitely earned that.
I'm graduating with 4 chords.
A 4.6 GPA.
I'm going to the #1 theater school in the state.
The #1 public school in the nation.
I'm not a failure.
So why did high school make me feel like one?
Really can and has gotten the better of me and my creativity, my career, my personal life, because being taught to believe you should do more instead of being happy when you are happens more often than not. I'm Dre the Sunflower Poet, and welcome to my channel. This is part 4 of finding your poetic voice, overcoming self-doubt and imposter syndrome, all too familiar to me, not just in poetry, but in life. From my experience, it's ways around, or not around, it's ways through it. So with that, let's get into it. Understanding self-doubt. Understanding imposter syndrome in your writing. Oh my goodness. I could talk so much about imposter syndrome, but we're gonna listen to a poem because that's what I do on these experiences, is weave the creativity of poetry along with the lesson. So let's get into this poem here, Briana, Renee.
Say I disagree. The woman in the mirror called me an imposter today, and I can't say I disagree with her. For every stride I make in my success, I get this feeling that I'm wearing the wrong shoes. So I step back into my place and I hyperfixate on how I could be perceived. And I damn near panic at any decrease in my following, because that means they saw the imposter in me too. My social media presence often feels like an impersonation of what I think an inspiring version of me would think or do, but in reality, I don't find too much influential about me. And at home, the only matching set that I own is my depression and anxiety. And every time someone says the words, "I'm so proud of you," I convince myself they are lying, because I have been convinced that success has one look that no amount of filter would allow someone like me to obtain, without realizing that I've been gaslit into thinking that the woman in the mirror is to blame, and not the system that capitalizes off these insecurities in the first place. Because the reality is, we've all felt this way. We are often taught that we are exceptions to the rule, not the rule. So the last thing we want to do is take up too much space. But that lack of transparency and aspiration to the standard is something that I no longer want to perpetuate. So I'm deciding to give the woman in the mirror some grace. So allow me to reintroduce myself. Hi, my name is Briana Renee. I'm sad far more days than I'm creative, and I really struggle with following rules. I'm angry, I'm tired, and I am exceptional. Not despite all of these things, but because of them. And I'm still learning to love the parts of me I wouldn't dare put in the poems. But I'm hoping in the process, I can inspire a few of you to try to do the same. Thank you.
believing that you're not good enough for your creativity, which I have experienced in I don't know how many different situations in life, and no matter how many stages I get to, it's like, oh, my emotional instinct is, oh, it's a lot of folks in here. Um, they've been at this longer than me. They perform longer than me. They're well known. When the reality is like, my journey is my journey. Nobody's journey is exactly the same. I have no idea why they're here, what their purpose is, and that's not relevant to me um, in this specific sense because I'm trying to, have the confidence and authenticity, be myself, and display my art in that way. So for this specific portion of finding your poetic voice and this imposter syndrome, it's like just knowing that we may have common destinations, but your journey is your journey, and my journey is my journey. And you're reacting from a place of fear at times, which can be your worst enemy. Like, so just remember that your journey is your journey, my journey is my journey. If it were easy, everyone would do it. All the cliches, but basically control what you can control. And that leads into the next portion, talking about embracing imperfections. That's what we'll say imperfections. Embracing imperfections and let's see. No, let me see. Apologies. It's actually the next section is writing for yourself. Yeah. So, do you write for yourself with the approval of others or for yourself? And do you feel like you need the approval of other people? Like for me, I do my channel because I want to do it not for the approval of other people. Otherwise, it would be you do videos forever. Now, in a sense, obviously you want support, right? But at the same time, like, what if there's a lot more empty rooms than full rooms of people that are rooting for you, right? Or what if it's one or two people at this open mic, or what if only one person buys your book? You know what I mean? Then do you get into the sense of in your head of like, oh my goodness, like I'm not good enough, I'm not enough. Um, I sold one book. That means that I'm a failure. Like, oh my goodness, it's so easy to get involved in that, especially as a creative, because we're so hard on ourselves. And so I really encourage you to like, this authenticity is key. Like I was able to be when I started writing my own voice and the things that I thought was for other people wanted me to think, then I had, like I felt more successful, like I felt more confident in that way because of that, because I just wrote, like I used my pen to write from my own space of my own point of view versus what's trendy. And the last portion, embracing imperfection and uniqueness in your voice. Bottom line with this one, I tried to find a video that would be, an example of such, but let's just keep it real. Like nobody can sound like you on their best day. Nobody can sound like me on their best day. It's no shade, but like we have to have that type of energy without talent. Otherwise, we'll always be compared. Um, I tried to find a video, but decided just to let you know that your voice is unique. You are unique, and being true to yourself is what will make your art, your music, your poetry, whatever it is you're creating soar. I would travel to open mics on my own time, and not because I was it was the desperation, but it was like I want to be heard. I want people to hear what I have to say. I'm gonna go say it, and I need to say it for myself. A lot of things I need to say for myself. So that was the energy that I was on, and once I kept going and kept doing it, it was like okay, energy was received, right? And I was inherently like healing myself throughout the process. I found my voice by going to these events and spaces, like just being in it more and more. So I really encourage you, like embracing the perfection and uniqueness in your voice. It's what's gonna it's what makes you special already, like whether you realize or not. It's what makes me special. So I'm gonna just leave it at that. All right. So We talked a lot with this episode. I can relate to it so much. Creativity is the journey, and looking at my notes, that's why I'm looking over to the left. But creativity is a journey of self-reflection. It's no secret ingredient. You just need to know and feel and believe in yourself that your art is good enough and great enough because you love it. Not letting imposter syndrome get in the way of your purpose. Knowing yourself, writing for yourself and not for the approval of others. Always keeping that in the forefront. If you compete, okay, like know you did your best, like no matter what happens. And embrace uniqueness in your voice is the reason you hear a song and say, oh, that's Stevie Wonder, or insert famous person, specific person here. Embrace that love for yourself that you know. Embrace that love for yourself and love for your art and know yourself. This is part 4 of finding your own poetic voice. Be sure to watch 1 through 3, get foundational elements, and thank you for tuning in. With all the information you just gained, or at least perspective and reflection, write with purpose. Write with purpose. Let the creativity flow. Write a poem and just let it all out. And I'm telling you, like, you'll feel like that's how you find your authenticity by writing. Like, your pen is your pen, your voice is your voice. Anyway, thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next video.